What is going on, y'all? F racism all day. F racism. F bigotry of all kinds, quite frankly. But I wanted to talk about this because I feel like if more of us would be transparent and honest about our financial situations and the struggles that many of us are facing and dealing with, instead of sitting up here trying to fake the funk and make it seem like you're just living it up when you're living check to check. If more of us would just be honest about that, I think we would get to a better understanding and actually get to class consciousness and actually be able to advocate for better pay, for unions, etc. So, you know me, I'm going to just keep it a buck with you. Hassan Campbell style. All the way funky, okay? I'm going to just keep it a buck. So, I got paid this past Friday. Today is August 22nd. I got paid August 19th. And guess who's broke today? Me. That's right, me. So, and I want to just give up, so let's go there, right? So I get $1,193 and some change every 2 weeks. I'm paid biweekly, twice a month, every 2 weeks. Okay? I'm salary, so it doesn't matter how many hours I work, I'm always going to be paid the same. And it really sucks because there's weeks where obviously I'm working well over 40. Like and if I'm being honest, on an average, it's a good 45, 50. And in some cases, it can easily be 55, 60 hours a week, especially if we have multiple outreach events going on and we have classes. And a lot of times when people are coming to classes in person, they're staying over, anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. Just all depends. So, and of course, this week we have 2 classes. And then I have an outreach thing that I have to do on the 25th. So again, this is going to be one of those weeks where you're well over 40 hours. And it's just something to think about, like how they go about doing us. But anyways, let's talk about it. So I'm moving around because I'm cleaning. I just got home, got off work at 7 o'clock, did a 9-hour day. That's just it. Most of the time, it's a good 9 to 10 hours or more per day. So that's why I don't get the whole salary thing. Because we're salary and we're not paid hourly, you are not being compensated for the work that you're doing. That's just it. There really is no incentive when you're salary to work overtime. For what? You're not getting time and a half. You're not getting double time. You're not getting triple time. You're not being compensated. You're just working. So there's no point to it. So, and Friday, August 19th, I got paid. And today, August 22nd, I'm broke. Let's talk about it. So I paid bills, okay? I had my cell phone bill with Verizon, $143. Consumers Energy for utilities, electricity and gas, that was $102. Okay. What else did I pay? Because I paid a lot of stuff. Oh, the water bill, that was $143. $143.55 to be exact. And I paid partial because it's not due to September 6th, but the way I do things, I get a water bill every 3 months. They send a water bill and then they give you 3 weeks to pay that. So I always chop it up in 2 parts. So it was $243.55. I paid $143.55. I owe $100, and I don't have to turn that in until September 6th by 4:30 p.m. So I always chop it up, right? Then I always try to save some money, right? So they pay yourself first, right? Which I don't save much. I save $100 a month in my savings, and then I pay $100 or more to my credit card. Because I try to pay that off or keep it at 30% credit utilization. So 50 every 2 weeks to credit card, 50 every 2 weeks to savings account. I still pay my student loans every 2 weeks. I don't pay the full amount because it's been in deferment, but I never stop paying even after we've been in deferment for 2.5 years because I just been straight chipping away at it. Just being real. So that's another 100 to 150 because sometimes I put 50 every 2 weeks. Sometimes I put 75. Just all depends. But this time I only did 50. So, okay. Property taxes, $287. Yeah. So, went to the grocery store, and it's just little old me. So I was able to get groceries for under $100. It was like $96 and some change. Shout out to Kroger. Use your Kroger card and shop when they have sales. Okay, when they have their deals, shop with them. Okay, so that was $96. Then I had to buy nutrients for my plants because I have another side business that I do. That was $100 for those. So yeah. What else did I do? Oh, I bought a t-shirt and some boxers from Spencer's. The t-shirt was like $25. The boxers were like $16. Okay. Got a small pizza from Hungry Howie's, and that was like $10 and some change. Had a Moscow Mule Saturday because I went out with a friend. That was $7. Had a beer as well later on that night with the pizza with the friend because we were all still hanging out. So that was a liter of, what is it? Red Stripe Jamaican Lager. So that was like $2 and some change. Okay. Washed clothes at the laundromat. So that was about $15-$20. Actually, it was more than that. It was like $25 because I had to wash a rug and some other things that are larger. So, you know. What else did I do? Got my mom some stuff that she needed. So that was like $35 for that. Yesterday, hung out at the beach with a friend for their birthday, and we got snacks at the gas station at a Speedway, and that was like $25. Went to Culver's, because again, it was my friend's gathering, like we just were chilling, and got one of those frozen custards that led to a massive diarrhea outbreak for me, which I knew that was going to happen because I'm lactose intolerant, but shit. And that was like $5. Oh, and paid some other bills. There's always bills. Like when you have them on auto pay, and like you'll just see shit like, oh, PayPal took $24.99. Amazon took whatever. iTunes and Apple took $9.99 or $10.59, whatever they, So that happened. So anyways, today, after $1,193 that was deposited from my job for my biweekly check, Friday, August 19th, today, August 22nd, Monday, I have like $183 left of that. And did I do anything spectacular? Am I going, to California or LA for a week for a vacation? Am I driving a fancy car? I'm driving a 2009 Chevy Malibu with major electrical issues. I can't even use my sunroof. I can't even put the window down on the driver's side. I can't even lock the car from the driver's side. I need tires. There's all kinds of electrical issues. So, I didn't go to some famous, Neiman Marcus, Gucci, Lord and Taylor, Coach, Michael Kors. No, I went to Spencer's and bought a $25 t-shirt and some boxers that were like $16. I got a haircut, because that's, I try to do that every 2 weeks. But a lot of times unfortunately, I'll forget, and then it'll be like 5 to 6 weeks have passed, and like, which is why I went from having, you know, a fade and waves to now my hair is pretty much back because I forgot to get my hair cut. That happens a lot. My hair grows rather fast, so that's why I try to go every 2 weeks. And then it's also about self-care and doing something for yourself. And mind you, when I bought the $25 shirt from Spencer's, I felt guilty as hell. And the boxers, I felt guilty because it was like $45 for both. And it's just kind of like, this is ridiculous how expensive things are for simple, basic things. And it's not like I said, I don't do this every day. I don't even do this every weekend. Hell, sometimes I don't even do this every month. You know what I mean? So it's just like, so the bare minimum of things. But most of my money, even with me explaining it, was all ate up by bills. Bills. And again, a lot of times the bills will see your direct deposit, your check before you will. And it's really shady how that's set up, because it's like, why can't we pay bills every other month, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me that we're paying for shit every month. It's ridiculous to me because it's like you don't even get the full 30 days and they're already sending you a bill for next month. So like I paid August 4th for my internet, my Wi-Fi to Comcast, $74. And then literally on the 15th of this month, they sent me a bill for next month. And that's what I mean by you don't even get the full 30 days before they're already telling you what's due. And I think bills should be every other month, not every month, personally. And then another thing is the reality of the matter is with inflation being, you know, anywhere between 8.5 and 9.2%, cost of living has skyrocketed, price gouging is real. Again, why are we paying $16 for one pair of boxers? Why are t-shirts $25, $30 at Spencer's? What happened to buy one, get one half off, or buy one, get one free? No, now it's buy 4 and get the 5th free. So you're going to pay over $100 for 4 shirts, and then you're going to get it free. You paid for it already. That's why. It's not really a deal. But, okay, you know, and again, I'm not buying shit that's extravagant. I've had this phone for a year. You know what I mean? It's not like this shirt that I'm wearing, F racism. I've had this since 2018. These shorts, Walmart, $7. These, 4 or 5 years ago, Crocs. So again, it's not like, you know, and my haircut was like $35, by the way, $35 on Saturday. So it's just a lot of things that it is what it is. We're not paid enough to live, let alone to thrive. And when you sit up and you look at shit like this, you sit up and you look at your degree, you know, and I have 4 college degrees that are really useless economically and financially speaking. And then I'm in massive student loan debt for pursuing an education that I was told I needed to do so I could have a decent paying career and be a part of the middle class. Yeah. You know, so, and then I work a full-time job and have a side hustle and now considering getting a part-time job. So, and then at my full-time job, on average, I work well over 40 hours. And we're constantly being asked to do more and more things. More and more responsibilities are being thrown at us. Hell, today, they decided to throw another late-minute data report. Like, literally, I need this by 12 p.m. today, but you didn't tell it to us until 8 this morning. But you knew about this for how long? And again, that's not our responsibility. We're not data analysts. Yet we're constantly doing data reporting like we're data analysts. And we're not paid like data analysts. You know, we have very low wage, stagnant salaries. $40,000 a year before taxes and deductions would have been great 20 years ago in 2002 when $40,000 was essentially middle class. Today, that is working poor. That is working class. We are literally living check to check. Okay, we're robbing Peter to pay Paul. Okay, like, it's ridiculous. And again, I've been working since I was 16. So for me, we're talking about 13 years of working, 9 years of direct work experience related to what I do and what my education is in. Master's degree, bachelor's degree, 2 associate's degree. We're talking 8.5 to 9.2% inflation rate, price gouging, cost of living just skyrocketed. But none of these things matter because you're going to still be paid entry level anyways. You're still going to be paid poverty pay anyways. And this is another reason why I do not recommend salary jobs unless you're making 6 figures or more, because it's not worth it. You're not being compensated for the work that you're doing. Okay, there is no time and a half, there's no double time, there's no triple time. There's no incentive at all. Honestly, the minute your 8 hours is there, you should be clocking out. I'm not taking any more phone calls, and I'm really learning that. Like, set those boundaries with your job. Because you're not being compensated. You're working for free when your salary a lot of the times. At least in my experience at this particular job, that's what's happening. On top of the fact that we do the role of 6 to 7 different fucking people and are only paid for one. And our fiscal year ended June 30th. It is literally August 22nd, about to be September. So basically 2 months later, and there has not been any discussion on pay raises, even though I have literally just powerhouse the entire department, like the successes that I've been able to create, and then I'm not being paid. Like, it is what it is. It gets to a point where you just kind of have to face reality that you cannot stay working here. It is what it is. And this is the reality with a lot of these jobs. Because basically, what I make every 2 weeks is what I should be making at the bare minimum every week. If I was getting $2,300 every 2 weeks, this would be a totally different video. For me personally, right? Because what's a living wage to you may not be a living wage to me, and vice versa. So if I was making what I make every 2 weeks, every week, and then still paid bi-weekly, so instead of $1,193, it would be like $2,307 and some change, I would be doing a lot better, personally. Like, right now, I would probably have like $1,500 left. You know what I mean? At least $1,200 to $1,500 left if I was paid $23, every 2 weeks, personally. But that's what I make a month. And I'm supposed to, it's just insane. And then like before that, I finally bought a bigger portable air condition for the house because, this whole area didn't have any of it. We don't have central air here. This is an older home. We still got boilers, and radiators. So you have to get portable air conditioning units, whether that's on, the ones that go in the window or the portable ones that you kind of hook up and then they're on the floor like this. And then, they have that tubing that goes out the window like that. But this was $455. So again, you're damn near spending half of your check. That way you're not in a house that's 95 degrees. You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane. So, these are the things that, and granted, I recognize my privileges because, again, there are people who make less than me, way less than me. There are people who don't have a home, don't have food, don't have shelter, don't have a car, don't have health care. So I want to make sure that people understand. I recognize I'm privileged. I'm privileged. I am very privileged and I am blessed. I ain't taking any of that for granted. Okay? And at the same time, I also recognize that if this is me being privileged and still struggling to make ends meet and living check to check and being broke and struggling, then obviously this is a problem. Like, nobody should have to be trying to figure out how they're going to make it to the next week, despite the fact that they work a full-time job. But because a lot of our employers refuse to pay us our worth, let alone, first of all, they ain't even paying living wages. So you damn sure ain't going to get paid your worth. And then, like, you have to be made to feel guilty or like you're asking or doing too much for expecting to be compensated fairly so you can take care of yourself and you can provide for your family. And then, like, tomorrow I got to go down to my doctor, my primary care physician, and because I'm intersex and trans, my specific primary care physician is an hour away from me. So that's gas that I got to be trying to figure out. You feel me? And then I have a procedure coming up August 31st, which is still an hour plus away from me. Because again, intersex, trans, etc. You know how it is. You got to be very conscientious of who the hell you go for medical providers. And typically when you live in these little hickory dickory dock areas, they don't have quality medical providers anyways, even if you're cisgendered. So just imagine if you're trans, if you're intersex, if you need to get a specialist, etc., then yeah, you're probably going to have to venture out of your area to get that care. Because if you stay in your area, you're basically looking at discrimination, harassment, abuse, and really piss poor service. So it is what it is. But again, that's a privilege. It's a privilege to have health care insurance. It's a privilege to be able to drive an hour away. So I don't take any of that for granted. But at this point, that's the only perk of this job because it's not paying the bills. It's barely doing that. Again, I'm considering getting a part-time job on top of the fact that I already have a full-time job, on top of the fact that I already have 2 side hustles. But because I also help with my mom and my granny, and I look out for other people within my family and loved ones, my godkids, etc., my money isn't just my money. Not only do I have to take care of me and my bills, but I have to make sure that my mom gets her medication, that she has her food, that she's getting what she needs. When my granny needs little things, I'm out there doing that. You know what I mean? When there's a copay, that's me. You know what I mean? When they need gas, hey, that's me. I don't have children, but I do have godkids. And hey, if their parents are short on something, and hey, they've got this that they need to get for their classroom, because let's be honest, these classroom lists for back to school are getting way more and more and more and more expensive. So I'll throw $50, $75. Like, here you go. I don't have kids. So, here. It is what it is. So, so again, a lot of us, our money isn't our money. We have to help our families and friends. We have to do a lot with the money that we have. And a lot of us, we've been stretching these bills like Foreman Mills for a very long time. And it's really ridiculous because we shouldn't have to do all of that. We should just be paid a fair, livable wage. And it's ridiculous how, where I work, they can brag left and right about the $1 million grants that they're applying for and receiving while at the same time paying their employees poverty pay. And then we're sitting up here calculating all of the numbers because, hello, we do all the data, even though we're not data analysts. But okay, we do all the data. And I swear we're doing everybody else's job. Because again, I don't really see what these other people do. I'm just going to be honest. It seems like we're the ones always running around like a chicken with our head cut off, doing a million different things that have nothing to do with our actual job roles, while other people can just decide, one, they're never going to be at the office. And I'm just going to, there's a lot of people where it's like, when do you even work? Or, I'm just going to leave at 2:00 today. Meanwhile, I leave at 7. Okay. Or, you got people bragging about how they collect cars as a hobby, and then here we are driving around in death traps because we can't afford to get them fixed because you refuse to pay us a living wage. So it's just so many things where I'm just like, I'm just gonna be honest. I am definitely gonna be looking for jobs and applying elsewhere because this is ridiculous. You know, if you're gonna be working somewhere, you need to be compensated for your time, for your labor, for your expertise. And you need to demand it because unfortunately, unless you have a union, the likelihood of you having the pay that you should have, the benefits that you should have, you're not going to have them. I mean, hell, I'm paying for my own short-term disability, which is a privilege. Don't get me wrong, it's a privilege. But if it's a benefit from your employer, why are you paying for it? Your employer should be paying for that. That's my whole point. It shouldn't be on you. But no, that's $33, $36 every biweekly check that's removed. We've got insurance, right? $2,000 in-house, in-network deductible, $4,000 out-of-network deductible. You got to pay $2,000 of your own money before you can actually benefit from anything of it. Really, when you sit down and think about it. And you're barely getting $2,000 a month. I get $2,300 a month. $2,307 and some change a month, to be exact. And but somehow I was supposed to come up with $2,000 for deductible. So, and then because of my health issues, I have Graves' disease, IBS, Crohn's. I have a lot of things going on. I go to the doctor frequently. I have to get labs done. I have to get medications, procedures, you know. So it's just like, what the hell? So there's just so many things that I'm thinking about now, but I'm also recognizing, like, bro, you know, cis person, folks, I look at myself and I'm like, you know, you're blessed, you're privileged, but you deserve more, and it's okay to acknowledge that, and it's okay to seek that. I can't stick around here anymore. You know, I just can't. Again, I need to be making what I make every 2 weeks, at least at the bare minimum every week. So I just wanted to make a video on that. I did clean up what I needed to clean, and now I'm going to take out the trash and feed the dogs.